Sup guys, Mikey here for the Yugioh Council. Yes, I am alive and doing well, thank you. It's just that I've been really busy with college and it's been taking up almost 100% of my time, so I haven't had much time. I barely had time to film IRL do videos with Ryu. We still hang out, as you can see, and I just don't have time to record stuff and post for the council, but I got a bit sick yesterday with sore throat. I'm feeling better. So I figured since I'm bedridden, let me just do a video so you guys know my heart's still beating. I'm not in a grave yet. So, you know. Funny thing is, Ryu hit me up a few days ago like, what's your build for Fluffals? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just give you the damn video for a deck profile and everything. So, no, this is fun. So let's do Fluffal's OTK deck. I have 5 of them for you, or I think I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they are the first 5 videos I recorded, the first 5 duels I did this morning on Sunday. So don't blame me if they're all victories. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. So we'll start it off with Harpies. So he went first. Let me reduce the volume. There we go. Maybe one up. There we go. So he decides to go to Master Blades, play Hunting Ground. I didn't see the point of Hunting Ground, but you know what? Screw it. So I pretty much have OTK here. Doggy. And I just set myself up for next turn in case he had something. Polly. I go into Wolf, Raigeki. I Raigeki'd his Master Blades, and that's 4 full attacks for Wolf, equaling game. There you go. 1 down, 4 to go. This is against King of the Skull Servant. I just called it Cost because it was funny. So Mathematician, White Prince, and Skull Servant with Dark Bird face down. I'm just going to go for the Doggy. Doggy get wings, do the simple Fluffal Wings Swordbender setup. And I top deck Fluffal Owl of all things. All things I get. Like, that's just scumbag. If all things, I top deck Fluffal Owl. And I get so much plus in this turn. He Dark Brass, I'm like, okay, I have Flash Fusion. Toy Vendor again? Look at that. Look at that. Top deck Bear, get a free special summon for Mousy. The fuck? Pop his shit. Get 2 more summons. I actually misplayed here. I could have went Fluffal Sheep. Or Fight for Sheep, but I just decided to go Sabertooth by accident. It was literally by accident. I should have just summoned 1 mouse, bring back Sabers, and then go for Wolf for game. But nah, we'll let him live a turn. Attack, attack. Excuse my nose. So he gets 1 more round. I actually want to see what his extra deck was, because normally King of the Skull Server doesn't run an extra deck. So we had Trish. Oh, so he's running a Shin Ryui build. So 2 Clear Wings, 2 Moonlight. What the Gravity Warrior. Wow. 3 Samsaras. Wow, that's such a interesting extra deck. So he goes Moonlight, bounce back my Sabertooth. I'm like, that's fine. And he'll just deal 2,300. I'm like, that's okay. So I top deck Owl. I use that. I discarded Edge and Chain so I can get Fight for Factory. Unfortunately, my draw was this: Stitching Reborn or Search of Rebirth. And this is pretty much game here. Yeah. So I put back on the top of my deck Fluffal Owl with Saber's effect. So we're just gonna top deck it. Get a special summon, get the Poly, and just go for game right here. Bounce it back, that's fine, I'll pop your shit. Get Search, and we're just gonna go for another one. Pop Toy Vendor, because I did normal summon, so I normal summon Dog, get Sheep. And that's just GG right there for 4,500. I defeated Jolt. I'm happy. Next up we got Light Sworn, so it's a pretty good battle. He did misplay very, very badly, mind you. He almost beat me. He almost beat me, and you'll see why. So I pretty much have a setup here, but I didn't go second. So my top deck was a Fusion. So if I had dropped it, I would have lost Fred for Fusion, which would have given me a lot of minus. So he pretty much has a good field. He goes for the Endermage Trick Clown. He goes for Lord Satan Minerva. Draw 1, and he'll just deal 2,000 points to me. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So my mouse, this is pretty standard. This right here is standard, so I decided to save Toy Vendor for later. But what I should have done is just set Toy Vendor so I could have popped it and get a search. But I just left it alone thinking I could use it for later. Which was the right call. It was the right call. You'll see why. So he gets a Trick Clown. He gets to pop 2 because of Minerva's effect. He gets Police of all things. And that's why it was so good. Put it back, play Poly. And I know what my top deck is, so it's all good. And just deal 2,200. And he lost 3,000 life points in this turn. He summons Lumina, Raiden, Trick Clown, take 1,000. He 1,000 Blades, Michael, Instant Fusion, and he forgot. I'm guessing he forgot he couldn't attack with Norden because of Instant Fusion. I guess that was the reason. Otherwise, it could have been game. But he decided to drop me to 0. That's okay. Like drop. And instead here of going into actually, did he even have it? No, he didn't have it. So I don't know what he was aiming for. Because I was thinking to myself, this man has Cowboy. He has Cowboy. But he didn't have Cowboy in his deck. So I was thinking, why don't you have Cowboy? So he couldn't finish me off with that last 100 points. He just mills through it end phase, and I know what I'm top decking, and that's pretty much game right there. I banish 4 of it. Like, I banished everything for shits and giggles, really. And I just bring back the second tiger that I had in my grave, and I just attack him right there for game. There was nothing more to do, right? So this was literally, it wasn't even like a heart of the cards thing, because I already knew what my top deck was. I was a scumbag, I'm sorry. So next was against Magispector Magicians, which I don't see often anymore. I guess that deck is like a rogue deck now. Oh, wrong side. So as you see, again, I have set up for victory. You'll see why. But this is a two-turn thing, so he Tempest. I'm like, okay, that's fine, because he searched it. So Fusion Conscription, go Poly, and I went Bear, thinking that I could suck up his monsters, but then I screwed up when it's a graveyard, so I couldn't really. The thing is with Pendulum monsters, and I'm not sure if most of you know, but they don't. This is why Macrocosmos works against them, because the ruling is that Pendulum monsters attempt to go to graveyard first, but they don't go to graveyard. They go to the extra deck. So if you macro, they'll get banished instead. I'm guessing, guys, some of you didn't know that. So if you play Macrocosmos, they don't go to graveyard. They get banished. They don't go to the extra deck. They get banished instead. So I'm not sure if it would have worked. I guess I tried here. No, I just popped them. Yeah, you see, I couldn't steal it because it went to extra deck instead. But that was just 300. I go Strike Bouncer. See, this is why I run an Exceed extra deck, partially extra deck. So if he activates anything, any monster effect, it will negate it and deal 1,000. Strike Bouncer does not target. I challenge you. Read the description of the effect and tell me where it says target. There you go. You're done. I challenge you to tell me where it says target. Please. So he sets the scale. Lucky ass top deck. And he summons the super, and he just sits on this. But secretly, I have an ace in the hole. I'm like, okay. I do that for shits and giggles, and I go Gaia Dragon for game. I had Gaia Dragon. I did use it. And the last one is against Raid Raptors. I really like fighting. I really do like fighting Raid Raptors, except this guy didn't have anything, so I'm like, what the hell? Let's see what he got. So he was doing the rank up build, which I will be doing IRL. Oh, he used number 77. I forgot you could use number 77 in this build. I forgot about that. So I'm using the same build, but I don't think I'm using number 77. Toy vendor. Drop toy. Look at that. 3 toy vendors in hand. The fuck is this? I got stacked. Good stack, not bad stack. So I play that, play that. There you go. And I couldn't get 4 of them, 4 materials, so I just go for 3,000. Or 6,000. And he has nothing at this point. He literally had nothing. He just goes for that and says, go ahead. I top deck and get double search, which is bullshit. And I just go for factory. And I get wings. I get wings because in case he had something to stop it, I'm always preparing for the next turn with this deck. Because you never know, your opponent might have a surprise battle fit or something to negate the attack. And that's pretty much the game. So I'm going to skip over to the deck profile. Hope you guys will enjoy it, and we'll see you over there. And here we are with the deck profile. I hope you enjoy it. Now, most of you will agree, most of you will disagree. I'm fine with either or. This is just my build because I just like being original. You should see my Monarch deck. I recently picked up a Monarch deck, and you will see the most random shit ever. I promise you, if I ever do a deck profile on it, I'm sure Ryu will do a deck profile on his updated Monarch deck after the new ban list. And the thing I love about Fluffals is that they don't get hit. You don't have to change anything for a ban list. This is like stuck in time. And it's one of the things, along with Ghost Strikes and other non-meta, quote-unquote meta decks, because I don't use that word. But I use it because, you know, elitist assholes, and I'm sure most people hate me for that. I don't care. You know, I just don't care anymore. So, 3 Fluffal Dog, search once per turn, can only use the effect once per turn, search for a Fluffal or Edge Sabers. 3 Chain, you mostly use it for the second effect if it's sent from hand or field to grave. You can add any Frightful card, but if you get to use it for the first effect, then go for it, you know. 2 Bear, I think it should be 3 Bear. I'm not entirely sure on that, but, you know, you only have 3 copies of the target, so I guess 2 is fine, because you have a lot of search power for it. So, basically, discard Bear, get Toy Vendor, set Toy Vendor straight from deck. Then you got Edge Sabers, standard, 2 Owl, and 2 Sheep, because Owl mags you a polymerization, and Sheep lets you summon an Edge monster from your hand or graveyard. And it's basically any generic Blackwing monster can special itself as long as you have Fluffal. And you can return a Fluffal to summon an Edge. There's a lot of combo plays that doesn't involve fusion monsters, and it's really good combo plays most of the time. Unless you're being defensive, like for example, you can summon Dog, get Edge Sabers from your deck, special Sheep, then bounce Dog to special Sabers or Chain, so that way you have Dog for next turn. That's one of the things you could do. And there's a lot of other things, like I said, but you can learn the combos yourself once you go into the deck and just go straight and rip out the combos. So then you got 3 Fluffal Mouse and 2 Fluffal Wings. Now the combo Wings is, if you have Bear and Wings in hand, that's all you really need to get going, because discard Bear for Toy Vendor, activate Toy Vendor, discard Wings, and it doesn't really matter what your top deck is, because you can use Wings as effect. You can banish it from graveyard along with another Fluffal monster and draw a card. And if you so choose, you don't have to do the second effect, but you can if you want, which I recommend you do. So you send Toy Vendor from your field to the graveyard to draw a card. Now, it does not say face up, so you can send it face down if you want to, but, you know, it really doesn't matter. You'll still get the search in the end, in the long run. So that's the monster lineup, and the rest are spells. In your side deck, you could do a Royal Decree to prevent trap cards, or you could run Anti-Spell Fragrance, which I did. Not Anti-Spell Fragrance, Anti-Magic Arrows. I put both of those cards in my side deck to make sure my opponent can't stop me. And if you wanted to, you could run Dark Fusion if you could find the space for it. I honestly didn't find the space because I felt this build was my build. This was my build. This is what I felt comfortable with. So if you feel more comfortable with Dark Fusion, you go for it, man. You got it. So for spells, you got 2 Fight for Fusion. I feel like it should have been 3. I don't know why. I think I took out Battle Fusion. No. I don't know. It should be 3. It should be 3. I don't know what I dropped for it. Probably a Fight for Factory. This should be 3 though. If you want, you can... Here, we'll do it right now. You can drop this. Get a... Fight for Fusion. There. So 3 Fight for Fusion, 1 Raigeki, 2 Fusion Conscription, really good card. You can reveal a fusion monster and add add one of the materials, but in these cases, in like wolf or tiger or sheep's case, you can only add chain or sabers because the other ones has 1 Fluffal monster. It's like Absolute Zero and the other ones. You can only add a specific target, only a specific target. Remember that. Then you got Fusion Recovery, 3 Poly, 2 Searcher Rebirth. Really good card. I like it. I'm surprised I didn't draw it in my duels, but you know, or these in fact, these 2. Flash Fusion, Battle Fusion, and D Fusion. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the fuck, Mikey? Why are you doing this? Flash Fusion is really good for in case your opponent stops you, and like for example, if they play something like Compulse, like you saw, you can just chain Flash Fusion and say, you know what, screw your Compulse. We'll play Flash Fusion. And if you summon Sabertooth with 3 materials, it won't get destroyed, which is hilarious. Then Battle Fusion's an honest for a fusion monster, so which is why I like it. And Defusion's just that one card that says, okay, you have 1,000 life, we'll just defuse my monster. GG. And there's another reason. It's because of Fight for Factory. You can banish 1 Polymerization spell card or fusion spell card from your graveyard except a fusion wave motion to fusion summon. And if it's sent to graveyard, you can add one of your banished Fight for Fusions and add it to your hand. Now, the thing I like about this is that you can use any fusion card. Any card with the fusion in its name. And yes, defusion does count. I did check the ruling on that. So you can banish this, this, and any of these cards. Anything that doesn't say fusion in its name, anything that does say fusion in its card name, you can use. Except defusion wave motion, because defusion's one name. In this case, defusion is a separate name. It's actually two names, D and fusion, so you can actually use it. And this card is like, I like doing it for the fun of it. It's supposed to be a fun OTK for you, not your opponent. So you know what? I went along with it. Again, it's according to your preferences. If you like doing it, then do it. I'm not gonna stop you. Then you got 3 toy vendors to round it off. Now for the extra deck, you got 2 Sabertooths, 1 Bear, 2 Wolf, 2 Tiger, and 2 Sheep. Some people run a playset of each of these cards, a playset of Wolf, Tiger, and Sheep, and they just leave this as it is. Or they do run a 3rd Sabertooth and 1 Bear. But I like this. As you saw, I can use the Exceeds if needed. And you know what? These cards are just rogue factors. No one will ever see you Exceed summon in a Fluffal deck. So, I keep saying it's your preference, you know? I don't know how to go more in detail with that. And I feel like 3 is overkill because you only really need the 2s. You only really need the 2s. That's all I needed in all of my duels. IRL and online. Then you got 1 Gaia Dragon, 1 Strike Bouncer, 1 Gauntlet, 1 Gauntlet Launcher, 1 Adrius, 1 Samurai, and 1 Levier. Sorry about that, I had to answer a phone call. So yeah, so 1 Levier will round off the deck, and that's really about it. I could have ended the video where I did, but I'm like, nah, screw it, I just want to tell you a final note. So don't expect much from me for some time, or probably until the end of May, because I'm still busy with college and it's near the end of this semester, so maybe you'll see more of me in the summer, I hope. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any requests for me, shoot. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.